Have you ever been scrolling through your phone contacts, paused at a name, and wondered, when did we drift apart? Or has a close friend of yours suddenly vanished like a ghost without any explanation? If you answered yes, you're not alone. Research shows that more than half of our closest childhood and adolescent friendships fade over time. But why? How do the bonds we vow will last forever come undone? Let's explore together the psychological and scientific reasons behind why relationships end.
Part 1. The Math of Relationships. Social Exchange Theory. Scientists say we approach our relationships much like economists. This idea is known as social exchange theory. In other words, our brain is constantly doing the math. Is the reward I get from this relationship worth the cost I pay? Rewards include things like fun, support, and feeling validated. Costs include stress, constant criticism, or having your energy drained. If you're always the one giving in a friendship and the other person keeps dragging you down, an alarm starts ringing in your brain. Research shows that when the principle of reciprocity is broken, when the balance of give and take disappears, our motivation to end the relationship skyrockets. In short, when the costs outweigh the rewards, we close the shop. Part 2. The Hidden Culprits. Projection and Social Pruning. Sometimes the problem isn't you. The mechanism is much deeper. In psychology, there's a concept called projection. Some people can't accept their own jealousy, insecurity, or flaws, so they project these traits onto you. Blaming you makes them feel relieved. The reason they remove you from their lives isn't because you're a bad person, it's because they can't face their own inner world. And there's another reality: social pruning. As we get older, we realize our time is limited. When we're young, we want to meet everyone. But after our 30s, our brain starts saying quality over quantity. We consciously prune relationships that feel shallow or draining. This isn't a loss, it's actually emotional maturity. Part 3. The Disease of the Modern Age. Ghosting and Boundaries. But what about those who leave without any explanation? That is, ghosting, one of the most hurtful behaviors of the digital age. Research shows that being subjected to ghosting activates the same area of the brain as physical pain. Why do people do this? Usually because they are afraid of conflict, lack emotional maturity, or cannot take responsibility for having that difficult conversation.
The key word here is boundaries. Our brain perceives boundary violations, for example, having your secret shared or being constantly criticized, as a physical threat and goes into fight or flight mode. Sometimes removing someone from your life is not a choice, but a survival response your brain gives to protect you. Some people are for a lifetime, some are just for a season.
Result: saying goodbye and growing.
Ending a friendship or watching it come to an end is painful. It requires a grieving process. However, experts suggest this. Instead of asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Ask, how does this relationship make me feel now? According to DBT therapy techniques, the healthiest approach is to leave while preserving your self-respect and staying true to your values. Remember, the end of a relationship is not always a failure. Sometimes that person's role in your life has simply come to an end. Make space so that balanced and healthy new connections that truly serve you can fill that void. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself and protect your boundaries.